friends, Marc the C here with you for Get It On Vinyl and my own bad self. I've got a box, I'm gonna open it. If I don't seem like myself today, it's because, well, I have not one but two ear infections, and even once I open this record, which I'm very excited to open, I swear, my demeanor here does not betray how excited I actually am to have this box. I can't really play it all that loudly because I kind of have to avoid loud sounds and things. So, anyways, this is a box that seems to have shown up a little bit earlier than I thought it was going to. I'm receiving this on the very last day of March, which means tomorrow is April Fool's Day, but you'll be seeing this long after April Fool's Day. So you'll get your fill of fake news by the time you're seeing this. But I assure you, this is not fake news, this is a real thing. Well, unless they're fucking with me, and in which case, this is going to be the definition of epic, as they say. Okay, so this came all the way from, looks like Yep Rock Records. So we know it's going to be something along the classic alternative lines. But the last thing that I ordered from Yep Rock isn't supposed to be out until April 21st, I think. And that is none other than... Oh shit, they're even keeping the suspense up because it comes in like this brown paper bag. It's like I bought some porn. I'm going to unbox some porn for Get It On Vinyl. No. Oh shit, it's the real thing. This is the new album by Robyn Hitchcock. I love Robyn Hitchcock. Robyn Hitchcock came to many people's attention in the group The Soft Boys, late 70s, early 80s. Then he did some solo records, which were absolutely beautiful. Had a group called The Egyptians, kind of dominated early modern rock radio. He's never calmed down with his output, and in my opinion, the best way to describe Robyn Hitchcock is, first, I really think you should start with some of the earlier stuff to kind of get an idea of where he's going, especially with The Soft Boys. It's sort of like if Syd Barrett, after the album Barrett, went, you know what, I'm tired of this music business for a little while, I'm going to just take a break. And then in around 77, 78, he came back with a punk group called The Soft Boys and put out the album A Can of Bees. If you imagine A Can of Bees and Underwater Moonlight as the first Syd Barrett statements in years, it starts to make a lot of sense with the lineage. And sometimes, even though Robyn Hitchcock is his own man with his own experiences, I kind of look at him as the logical extension of what might have happened with Syd Barrett's career, you know, if such a thing were possible. Anyways, what we've got here is his 21st album ever, and it's, well, just called Robyn Hitchcock. It's got him holding a cat. It's very, very 2017. And it's produced by Brendan Benson and Robyn Hitchcock. First electric band record since 2009. I think that record was Goodnight Oslo? Well, no, I don't know. I don't know if there was an electric band on Propeller Time. Anyways, he did a couple of records with the Venus 3, and those are really good too. Robyn Hitchcock and the Venus 3, they made a trio of albums that are just flippin' fantastic. But anyways, the last album was The Man Inside. Real nice folky record. Had a very kind of murky but beautiful, very upfront sound. It sounded, if you had your speaker placement just right, it sounded like Robyn was sitting directly in front of you. But this album, this is kind of, in a way, a return to roots. And I'm excited to see what it looks like, and then I'm excited to play it. I've already heard the first single, which is called I Want to Tell You About What I Want. And I've heard live bootlegs of the songs I Pray When I'm Drunk and Raymond and the Wires. So, opening it up, you got a gatefold with, oh, beautiful, a long-winded Robyn story. I've missed those. And there's Robyn himself looking at something or other, and some liner notes, and the names of the songs, but let's go ahead and look at the album itself. Plain white inner sleeve. And of course, we're just going to get classic black and a red label. It looks great. I'm sure it's going to sound great. The singles are great. You're great. We're all pretty much great. My ears aren't great. They're making it kind of hard to talk loudly. And I feel like I'm slurring a little bit. But either way, I got some Robyn Hitchcock, some very loud Robyn Hitchcock, that I'm going to play quietly in the background while I go lay down and hope the room stops spinning. But before I go, I want to remind you that my name is Marc with a C. It's been a wonderful opportunity to open this record for you, and this is a record that I put out in 2009, but it only came out on vinyl in 2017. It's called Losing Salt. It's very lo-fi. Oddly, it was also made while I was rather ill, and I think it really shows in some of the subject matter. It's called Losing Salt, and it is available on clear vinyl with salt and pepper splatter, and you can get that at marcwithac.bandcamp.com. A fairly limited amount of those exist, And if you like what I do and you just want me to keep doing it, go to patreon.com/Marc with a C, and you can support all of my musical endeavors. And as always, stay tuned to getitonvinyl.com for all of your vinyl needs. I'm going to go play this record rather quietly and take some antibiotics and just hope for the best.